Okay.
We're live,
Yes.
6 o'clock. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Welcome to the May 12th, 2025 Tunnel of Fountain meeting. I guess this is our first meeting. We're streaming live. Approval of the April minutes.
I make a motion, we approve the April minutes.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, opening of the bids. This is for the paving project. Yeah. Getting it.
Ready?
Okay, this bid is from Gaunt and Son. Looks like the total bid is for $180,844.50. Is that correct, Sam? Okay. Okay. Yep. Yes, thank you. All right, this bid is from Brooks Construction. Okay, if I'm reading this right, Brooks Construction, the total is $220,812.00. That's the only two bids. So that would make Gaunt the lowest. Sam, we had the issue last time of second bill a couple years ago after we did the project. Do you remember that?
Very well.
Okay. Are we pretty confident that we're good this time and we won't have that again, or?
Well, I guess we know how to handle this now.
Yeah.
Last time somebody came up and said, oh, pave over here.
Okay.
Somebody said pave here.
Okay.
Somebody said make these 80-day ramps compliant, which they weren't design compliant.
Okay.
Which added more concrete.
Okay.
Just like this one says, it's a unit price bid.
Okay.
You're paying for the units you get.
Okay.
We bill you for the units we do. That's the fairest way to do a contract. Like I say, somebody was adding on stuff last time that wasn't in the contract.
Okay.
And when the bill came, they didn't want to pay for it.
Okay. Well,
Is that somebody else's direction, not ours? to
Yeah.
add on this extra white parking in front of the library, or
okay.
go back on the concrete ways to make so the slopes are right.
Okay.
We charged exactly the units that we were unit price we bid.
Sure. And I think that we may have not been informed exactly all that stuff. So, but as long as the bids check out, as long as Gaunt and Son's bids checks out, then I think that's the one we have to take, right?
Usually build exactly for the units we put down.
Okay.
Square yards.
Okay.
And with everything ADA compliant, correct? And so everything,
There wasn't any.
There's no sidewalks
so
this
we're
time.
good there. Okay,
No sidewalks this time, Jeff?
right.
No, it's
Okay.
just streets. Okay.
And so the big was last time we were up on Reddick, we had to go way back and build steps and
Yeah.
Okay.
make them compliant. which
Okay.
had increased quite a bit.
Okay. All right. So we need to make a motion and pass it. Okay. Tentative that everything meets the requirements.
Yeah.
Once Jeff looks at it.
I make a motion, we accept the Gaunt and Son bid for $180,844.50. as long as it's compliant with everything with the grant.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you, Sam. Thanks for the explanation too. Okay, Commonwealth is not here. I did speak with them on the phone today, or spoke with Chris and Rob on the phone. There's a few things I need to sign, and then USDA was very understaffed, so everything has gotten pushed through finally, and I think we're going to be going to bid here like in the next few weeks. I think he said we'll be getting ready to go to bid for the water. Okay. Tom, fire department.
For the month of April 2025, we had 2 fire calls and 11 EMS calls that we responded to, for a total of 13.
Okay. Marshal's report.
Calls wise, it was less for me too. 18 calls for service. Also had 16 traffic stops. I spent one day at Southwood High School helping with drinking and driving, the dangers of that program with the high school kids. That was a pretty good thing. I've had several meetings about Caliber, which is the new CAD system that we're going to. It sounds like maybe August we will get that up and running, hopefully. I know there's some training sessions coming up in June for that. I had 1 criminal arrest, and then there were 5 contacts for different ordinance violation things about. So that's what I got.
Okay, thank you. Utilities report.
Okay, we had our IDM inspection this month out at the sewer plant. We passed without any major violations. One thing noted during the inspection, we had higher than average solids out there, so we had to have roughly 45,000 gallons of waste pumped out to Wabash. But that'll help us lower our solid count out there. I talked to Matt from Midwest Meter. We installed 12 test meters about 2 weeks ago on Meadow Drive. As soon as they get the new software working with our old software, where it's compatible, they're supposed to start installing the rest of the meters for the rest of the town. He said hopefully 2 weeks. So we can look forward to that hopefully.
Okay.
I also talked to Brown Equipment today. All the parts that they needed for the street sweeper are in. The street sweeper is fixed, and they guaranteed that they will deliver it by the end of this week. So
All right.
hopefully we'll be out there sweeping the streets soon. That's about all I got.
All right. So if you haven't noticed the streets haven't been swept yet, it's because every time Brown's supposed to deliver the street sweeper, the day before or something, they say, "Oh, it's broke. The parts aren't in yet," and it's been a month and a half delay now or something. So yeah. Okay. Clerk's report.
We have received $13,600.70 reimbursement from Indiana Alliance for Jeff's training through March.
Good.
We received $1,221 for the sale of the old street sweeper. We received $1,001.37 from Trex just this month for unpaid accounts. And for the duration of the time that we've been using Trex since 2022, we've received a little over $5,000. So that's been a real good program for us.
Do we still have several accounts outstanding though? Okay. But
Yeah.
seems like knocking them off a little bit at a time.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All the banks are reconciled and balanced, and I would like to schedule a pre-budget meeting somewhere around the first week of June to discuss the 2026 budget.
We need to. Can we look at our calendars right now? Our meeting is the 9th. Okay. When do you leave?
7th.
Can we do the 2nd or the 3rd. Will either one of those work for you guys?
Sure.
Will work for you guys? Which one do you want, 2nd or 3rd?
Let's do Monday.
Monday?
Is that the second,
Yeah, what time?
4:30?
It's fine with me.
Fine with me.
Okay, Monday at 4:30 on the 2nd for a pre-budget meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Bills for approval, $25,214.87.
I make a motion that we pay the bills for $25,214.87.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Adjustments, account 89405 is a credit for $10 that was applied to a wrong account.
Okay. I'll make a motion. We credit $10 to account 89405 that was charged to the wrong account.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Account 312-728-1200 is a credit of $59.54. It was an incorrect estimate for the customer.
Okay. I'll make a motion. We credit account 312-728-1200 for $59.54 for an incorrect estimate.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
And account 312-745-300, a credit for $175.06, which was a manual reading error.
I'll make a motion to credit account 312-745-300 in the amount of $175.06 for a manual reading error.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Anything else, Pam?
We have several small credits, like less than $1 for customers who paid through, who we received funds from Trex. And instead of doing those like each month, I'm going to present those in November just as
As a lump sum?
write-offs.
Okay.
Mhm, yeah,
That's fine.
okay, that's all I
I'm
have.
fine with that. You guys are. Okay. First item on the agenda, we're not going to do the 5-year presentation of the park plan today, but Wendy, you want to speak a little bit?
Yeah, I was just gonna, the town council recently appointed the park board, myself, Dan Snyder, Ariel Galligan, and Jody Chenoweth are the board, and then we have Tracy, who's like a liaison, who is super helpful with all of the paperwork and all of that. And then anyone else, and then Chris Harrison with Commonwealth, he's the one who's been previously working on the park, doing the surveys that we did last year and coming up with the formal plan that we have. We've had 2 meetings so far. We meet the 3rd Thursday of the month, which will be this coming Thursday. For the rest of the year, our meetings are posted out there on the window. Anyone is welcome to join and help us with getting the park up and going. Tonight, we're having a tour and discussion for some things after this meeting, and anyone's welcome to attend that if they're interested. Community support and involvement's going to be critical, because this council on 4-person board is not going to build a park by ourselves, so we're going to need support and involvement. Intend to periodically send out updates, so if you're interested in receiving any updates, I'm going to leave this up here during the week. If anyone comes in, they just put their email and a text number, and I'll put you on that list so you're up to date with firsthand knowledge of what's going on. Currently, the Wabash County Stellar Grant has some money earmarked for us for the park through the DNR, and we're getting the plan document that we're going through, and we're also getting that finalized to be presented. There is some information that we'd like to kind of request from the town council at some point. or soon, if we could get it as soon as possible, is what the town expects to fund for this first phase of the project, and also current or projected for the other phases. Status of the 2 land acquisitions. We have the Gillespie property and then the tax sale property that Tracy had sent out information on. And when we kind of expect that we could have those in our ownership. And then the current park fund balance and the budget as far as what is allocated to maintenance and what is potential seed money that we can use for fundraising projects, or if we just have to fundraise to make money to fundraise. And also, I guess a clarification on what is our role. Is our role strictly just in overseeing this park revitalization? Are we then responsible for maintenance and all of that right now, or how? I guess just what is our role? Because I know there's a question about mulch. There was, Ariel had noticed some inappropriate writings on some things and stuff like that. Does that need to come through us? And it doesn't have to be answered tonight. I just don't know what our exact role is and what you expect us to do.
I mean, the town is going to be responsible for the maintenance of the park essentially.
Yes.
So Jeff would still.
But does that need
Jeff's
to be
office.
just presented to Jeff?
If it's not something that's not major, it can just be
Okay.
presented to Jeff. Unless it's something major that we need to make a decision on, then they can
Okay.
just be presented to Jeff. And
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify it on,
yeah,
what our
I
role is
think so.
supposed to be.
yeah,
Because the mulch needs to be added.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
We need to get some.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's mulch, and like I said, she noticed some, we're gonna look at that tonight when we're down there, some like inappropriate stuff, and I just didn't know if we had to come present.
I'm probably
Or
sure they
ask
probably
the-
have some paint laying around. They can
Okay.
slap over some stuff.
And then do you want us to be a recurring reporting entity every month? And
It'd probably be
if so,
good.
does that you need to make a motion for that, or can you just add us, or?
We'll just add you to the agenda, and if for some reason you're not here, just let
Yeah,
Pam know.
someone else can go or
Someone else,
something.
or let Pam know what's going
But
on.
yeah, so anyone interested, our meetings are the third Thursday, and like I said, if you want to go down tonight after this meeting, we're gonna take a tour and discuss how we need to go about and what the priorities are for the park, so, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Fountain Community Alliance. That's you.
Well, we are, so we had our last block party. It was a little cold, but it was actually wonderful. Thank you all for coming out, those of you that came out. Our next party, block party, I have posters. We really need to promote it. Amber, another gal that is on the committee, has booked Broken Reins. It's supposed to be really nice. So one of our objectives is to make sure that we get our senior community out and about. And this is a wonderful time to invite the neighbor, come on out, get out of the house, come and socialize, get to know the neighbors. I actually don't know very many people, maybe just 2 or 3, aside from, this. And so I'm going to make it a personal mission to invite at least another person and get out of that. So I'll be leaving some flyers here with you gals, if that's okay. And then if we could just share them, who can we share them with? I'll be creating a press release anytime we have like big news to share. In order to fundraise successfully, at least for the La Fountain Community Alliance, we need to make sure we're sharing what we're doing. The more information we can get out there as a press release, that would be phenomenal. And that really helps us, not just LACA, but also the parks as we go through it. So again, June 7th, I know that many people commented that they loved it over there, but we want to make sure we get the bar included and Charlie's Donuts, even though it's just right down here. I don't know how many steps, but we want to make sure we have our small businesses involved. So it'll be over there by the fire barn unless, more people come up to us and ask us.
Tom said, yeah, for June 7th.
Thank you, Tom. And then, if you get a chance, please look at the, and I apologize to you 3 because in our last block party. We were supposed to do a dedication and I completely spaced it, so I apologize. But thank you for allowing us to display those. I think they are charming and the flowers are just really, really neat. So if you get a chance, please note the benches and flower pots. They are fantastic. And lastly, we had a nice generous donation, Christmas items, thanks to Jeff and his team for helping us unload that. And we have those stored over there for right now. We have the buzz out. We're looking for a space that we can work out of, that wouldn't be inconvenient for anyone else. But to go with the park, we have really nice lighting pieces that's really gonna help. And I think that just, again, will help with our community coming together and celebrating Little Ola Fountain. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll need to ask for a road closure for June 7th.
Oh, yeah, that.
So it's back to the normal here to down there, the alley by the Lions Club,
I think so. And, I don't know
It's the same
necessarily that we need
one
this
we've always
section,
done. You don't,
that section.
no,
but
just right here.
Yeah, right here and that way.
So from this alley on Branson to the alley past the Lions Club.
If you like, you can do that by motion, as long as it's in the minutes.
Okay,
It's fine.
okay. So I'll make a motion, the resolution to close the streets on June 7th. I know it's 5 to 8, but I'm gonna do it 4 to 8, just to give everybody time to get in here beforehand. So if the food trucks want to come in a little bit early and set up, be ready to go. That's the thought.
Yeah.
So we'll do 4 to 8, from this alley on, Branson between, Town Hall and the post office, past to the alley down past the Lions Club. And we're blocking off Western from the, right here at the block,
Yes.
and then down to, Kendall, Wabash down to Kendall. Is it Wabash or is it Western there? Okay. Okay, Wabash down to Kendall.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Technically, John, it will be Western also, that little angle road that's.
Well, the little Angle Road's Western too.
That's Western.
Well, I had Western and Wabash in there, so I think we're covered.
We do both.
All right. Old business, doesn't look like we have anything. New business, I again don't see anything on here. Anyone from the public have anything?
I'd like to know something.
Yes.
The three of you live nowhere close to where this, dog boarding is gonna go.
Okay.
What are gonna be the limitations on how many animals they can have?
Well, so the town has nothing in that. Like I said, that's the county. That's the county zoning. We have no say in it whatsoever. The town gave those rights to the county years ago. So we really have no say in it whatsoever.
So who do I have to go to find out?
The county, Campbell at the, was it the zoning or whatever?
Right, yeah.
Brian Campbell. Yep. Yep. We have nothing in it. So unfortunately.
I just don't wanna see it, all of a sudden there are 100 dogs there.
Yeah. No, yeah, I assume there's probably some kind of restrictions that they would have on a business, and I don't know what those are. So that'd be who to ask. Anybody else? Jordan, you have anything? Nope. Well, this may be one of the shortest meetings we've ever had.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Just pass these
All in
down.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Jordan,
Thank you all for
did
coming.
you get this paperwork sent to you? They're bombarding me with this stuff, and I thought Commonwealth would
Can I
be
get one
here
of those,
tonight.
the found generator? I'll give it to my husband.
This is, I guess, all of the information they need.